So today we're going to start in a meditative seat. Please gather your belongings. So if you have a strap, a scarf, let me try and find a white spot here on the wall. This is a black strap. But if you have a strap or a belt, it might help you for today's practice. A blanket, pillow cushions, blocks. Again, these are darker, but blocks are always welcome. And then please set yourself up. We're going to begin on our back. So for those of you that have any sensitivity through your spine, specifically through the lumbar spine, this is not going to work for you. So maybe you're going to remain seated, lifting and sitting on a cushion, or you might even find child's pose. So maybe this is a better progression for you, okay, instead of regressing downward on your back. So try something new, try something different. If you need a chair, grab a chair. Sit on a cushion if you're sitting on a chair. Make sure that you're comfortable. Good. And now once we're all gathered here together and just getting ourselves nice and settled and grounded, all right, we're going to come into meditation. Today is Friday, so I always love Friday as fun facts, but I also like to offer it as a focus. And so we're going to focus on forgiveness, transformation, and connecting to that breath. Good. Let your eyes close. Widen the net of your hearing. Good. Appa chapa breathing. So we begin with just mindful breath. Don't even change it. Just observe. Just observe your breath. This might be the hardest thing for you to do right now. The kids are probably crying. The dog's probably barking. The cat's trying to come in. All the things, right? There's your smile. There's that inner body bright. There it is. Now capture that smile. Keep it right there in your beautiful heart. Keep that feeling. Keep it right here. All right. Deep breath in, y'all. Vocal exhale. So those are the vrittis. We learned this last week. These are the ripples. All the things, the external. And from Tosha Silver, from the book Change Me Prayers, we read about loss. And for me, I wrote, loss equals hope. And she writes, Divine Beloved, change me into one who trusts you are the ultimate source for all. Let me know abundance of every kind comes from you alone. May I neither fear loss nor cling to gain, knowing you take care of me in every possible way. Let me trust. Ooh, that is a hard word. Let me trust that any seeming loss can be replenished. Oh, yes, it can. According to your will, in the most perfect, synchronous, and beautiful ways. Let me trust, meditate on that any seeming loss, let's hold those that went through a very, very, very powerful storm, can be replenished according to your will in the most perfect, synchronous, and beautiful ways. May I relax, may I be still, and enjoy your gifts to me. Enjoy your gifts to me. The next 40 minutes are yours to carve out however you wish. This video will be replayed later on our YouTube channel, so you're welcome to visit it again. Carve out this time sacred for yourself and honor this meditation. Deepen the breath. Hear the sound of the exhale. You might even invite it to be slightly longer than your inhale. Fill your whole body up with as much air as possible. Notice every emotion that flows through you, every release. Where is it coming from? Where did it start? Why? Exhale out the mouth if need be. fill up with air. Inhale, blossom with gratitude. Gratitude for your body, gratitude for where you are, gratitude for life. Deep exhale. Hold that joy in your heart. And if able, those of you in child's pose, begin to make your way up to seated. Those of you on your back, start to make your way up to seated. Those of us seated, change the cross of your legs. Inhale, sweep the arms up, reach up towards the sky if that's for you. Just notice where the arms go, no changing anything. I really love this analogy I learned from my teacher, Kristen, that the arms move like Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, that they move together as one. Exhale, hands down. So the scapula along the back ribs just kind of gracefully moves up with the humerus as it flows up. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Move like this 3 more times. Can you connect to your breath? Can you feel the muscles moving in the body? Do you notice that the lower belly is working? The ribs are drawing out, expanding, contracting on the exhale. Notice your spine. Notice if you're rounding. Lift your chest. Look up towards your thumbs if able. Exhale, release the hands down. And as though you were pushing a mirror or a wall in front of you, bring the arms out in front of you, palms face forward. And then from here, as though you were really pushing very, very hard, draw the shoulders back. Look up. Draw the belly button up and in. On your next breath, exhale, come forward. Bring your hands down to the ground. Walk your knees back behind your hips ever so slightly, not too far. And I still have my block between my legs. That just gives me a sense of awareness of where hip distance is. You can also please take a blanket and make this comfortable for your knees, which is something I really enjoy doing, especially because at times my right knee likes to be silly. That's how I like to say it. Okay, now draw your tummy in. Let me tuck my shirt in so you can see that. We're bringing our tummy in and we're looking forward, and then exhale, push back. Now this might be a little challenging for those of you that have sensitivity through that sacral area. So be very mindful here. Instead of coming back and scooping the pelvic floor under, as that might be painful, then instead give yourself maybe just bend the elbows and then come back up and work on tummy muscles here. So the inhale, pull the belly out. So you're pushing out like a little balloon. And then exhale, you're gonna zip up. So you're gonna work on the abdominals to protect and create the strength for the spine, okay? For everyone else, you're gonna keep pushing back on the exhale. And as you inhale, you're gonna pull yourself forward and bring your chest forward, bend the elbows slightly. Exhale, pull yourself back. And continue to move like this, everyone. We've got 3 more together before we make our way into downward facing dog. And then for those of you that are like, oh, I am so not going into downward facing dog, Chica, that's okay. You don't have to. You could do puppy pose. I'll show you what puppy looks like in a moment. And you can also do this against the wall. You can place your hands on the wall. And I mean, I hate to say it out loud, but put your hands up kind of thing, kind of like that. And you want to spread your feet out and really push back. So that's kind of look you're going to go for on the wall. And you can do the same thing with a chair. Okay. Now let's come back to tabletop position, friends. Make this mindful for your wrists. So if your wrists are a little sensitive, I'm going to ask you to maybe roll onto the backs of your hands or bring the fingers towards you and open up through the wrist and through the antebrazo, the forearm. And look forward. Very good. Please tuck your toes. And be mindful here also. So if you want to walk your hands out a little bit further to the width of the mat, a little bit wider, just because pecs, gentlemen, men specifically, have bigger pecs. So they may need a little bit more space. So encourage the men to walk your hands out. Give yourself some space, y'all. Tuck the toes, and then let's bring our tushies up towards the sky, only if that's for you, and start to walk your dogs. Just tune into your body. Let me move this little block. Here we go, y'all. Let's connect to breath. So now, like I said, those of you in downward dog on the wall, just really push your hands into the wall and bring your tushies back, kind of creating an L shape. I'm going to utilize this cabinet here as a kind of an example, right? And also, if you have your head below your heart, that might not be for you, so you might want to bring your head up. And then please walk your right foot forward and bring your left knee down towards the ground. And again, you can use your blanket, and I'm using the wall and the cabinet here as well. And then you can draw the knee over that ankle, walk your hands up the wall, or walk your hands up the block or the chair and bring your arms up. We're going to hang out here for 3. So really modify and adapt your practice. Let yoga happen for you. Let it work for you. Okay? You're not adapting to it. And then let's bring our hands together to the heart and take the right hand to the right hip, left hand to the right hip, and then gently turn and look over your right shoulder. So coming back into that sense of awareness, connecting to the body. If you want a little bit more, maybe extend the right arm long behind you and get a deeper twist. Good. Nice. And then let's sweep back all the way, slowly rotate forward and reach the arms up. And that's a really powerful twist. So if it's really intense, y'all, I would only encourage you to just look over your shoulder. Okay, just look over your shoulder. We're going to do this on the other side. Exhale the hands down or to the wall, and we're going to bring our right foot to meet the left, back to downward facing dog. And then inhale, let's step the left foot forward, right knee down. Relax your back leg. This is also a sweet spot to bring those blocks. Scoop the pubic bone slightly under. Really active tummy muscles. You can press your hands into your thigh and start to reach your arms up. Again, remember you only have so much space here, so everybody's different. Don't worry if you're here, here, or here, you're fine. You're perfect. I love you just as you are. That's why we're here together. Notice the breath. Bring it back. Now let's exhale, release the hands back to the wall or back to the ground, and we're going to find downward facing dog. Back leg long. Step your left foot to right. Let's walk our dog, paddle the feet. And then very kindly coming back to center, we're going to walk our way up to forward fold. So inhale to your tippy toes, come forward. If you're on the wall, this is probably where you're going to be at, or you can even bring your forearms to the wall and rest here in a modified dolphin pose. For those of you that are coming all the way down, let your head hang down if that's for you. Drape over the body. Let the body just be a waterfall and just washed away what doesn't serve you. This is a nice place also for those of you that wish to bring your blocks and bring the earth to you. A lot of times we're kind of just dumping over. So bend your knees, draw your stomach to your thighs, bend them a lot, a little bit more. Okay, now relax your head. Nice, relax your mouth. And just feel the weight moving back and forth. Now, without taking the stomach off your thighs, spin the inner thighs back. Start to straighten the legs a little bit. Ooh, you're going to start to feel some shaky. Notice a change in your breath as we move. Shift your weight into your heels. Lift your toes. Close your eyes. Ooh, yeah. We're going to be here just a few more breaths. Hang with it. Stay with it. This is an inversion. Headstanders, you know where we're going. Now, very slowly, squeeze the inner thighs and start to pull yourself up through the lower abdominals. Drag yourself up towards the sky. Let each breath pull you up. Rolling into Tadasana, roll the shoulders back. Spread the fingers wide. Press the heels into the ground. Let your toes be soft. Notice the balance right here. This is the hardest thing for someone to do, is to be still. It is impossible to be still. Your body is always moving. When there is a loss, there is a gain. There is an ebb, there is a flow. Scoop the pubic bone under slightly. Roll the shoulders back, reach the fingers down more. Rotate the palms out, and then inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky as best you can. Bring the hands to heart center. Shift your weight over to your right foot. And maintaining that same sense of equilibrium, lift the left knee in towards your chest. Your toes can flex or point. And you might be here for about 5 breaths. You might fall out and laugh it off. Let it go. Let it go. Take a couple more breaths. Active right leg. And now from here, release the foot down to the ground. Engage the thigh muscle. Sweep the right knee in towards your chest. Connect to your breath. You can point, you can flex. You can use your blocks. You can place your toe on a block. You can place your toe on the ground. The intention is to discover what your muscles are doing. Not to hold your breath, but to discover, how do you sustain yourself in the balance? How do you overcome it? Where's the resilience? Engaging my thigh muscle, my glutes. And now exhale, I release. Let this go. Shake it out. Inhale, arms up. Bend the knees, forward fold over the legs. Tuck the head. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to thighs or shins or the tops of the blocks. Lengthen the spine long. Draw your tushy all the way back. Let your heels press into the ground and then push into the balls of your feet. Deep exhale, hollow the belly and fold over your thighs. Drizzle down like a waterfall. And then place the hands down to the ground and let's step the right foot back, please. And then position that blanket as you need to. Let the right knee come down. Walk the left foot forward, help your buddy out should you need to, and start to pull yourself back up, coming into crescent lunge. Exhale the hands down by your sides. Left hand, left hip, right hand, left thigh. Take a gentle peek over that left shoulder if that's for you, balancing out the other side. Deep breath. And just fill yourself up. Inhale, returning back to center. Slowly reach the arms up towards the sky. Exhale, release the hands down to the earth and then step the left knee back. Remember, you can do this on the wall. To meet the right, you would just have your feet together. Downward facing dog, everyone. And I did say I would show you puppy pose. I apologize for not showing that earlier. So you're just going to extend your arms out long in front of you and drop your chest down towards the ground. It's a very significant back bend, and your hips are going to go way up to the sky. And this is really just a nice dropping of the chest, really dropping in. And this opens up the shoulders significantly. So it's a very delicious stretch for those of you opting to take this route. You can also do this on the wall, which is really lovely. And then let's take the right foot forward, left knee down. Please help your foot forward so that you have knee ankle alignment. And let's bring ourselves up on the inhale to the crescent lunge. Use all of your tools to get yourself up there. Hands down to clear the space. We cleanse the aura. Right hand to the hip. Inhale, take the left hand to the right hip, and then gently look over your right shoulder and only go as far as you can go. Really encourage your hips to stay in the direction of forward as best you can. You're drawing the left hip forward, you're drawing the right hip back. You're being very mindful of your spine. And then slowly we come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale the hands down. Find your downward facing dog, friends. Downward facing dog of choice. I also like to use my blocks to bring the earth to me and walk my dog. This is really sweet to alleviate the wrist tension for those of you that have a little bit of that. You also might want to turn your hands out a little bit, just a smidge, so that you can protect your wrists. So again, downward dog arms, like we talked about earlier, like the gentleman with the pecs and the pectoral muscles, as well as our clavicle, that beautiful sexy bone along the neckline. We want to make sure that we're honoring that space. We can't really move forward if we're impinging here. And so now inhale to your tippy toes, walk forward, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up slow. Reach the arms up. Exhale, hands down. Maybe you interlace the fingers behind you, or you use your strap and you hold something behind you here so that you can pull down. If you want a little more challenge, take a block and push into the block, okay? Really push and lift your chest. That's gonna open up your shoulders. Our shoulders naturally curve forward, naturally. So let's not sway open, okay? They naturally curl forward, so we're just giving them a little gentle nudge to pull down, okay? You just, the little snuggle. Snuggling their little shoulder blades together. And then pull the pelvic floor forward, lift the chest, and then drop those knuckles down towards your heels. So open up more. Now, no kinking the head back, just a nice long line from your chin down to the pubic bone. Let your belly press forward. And then a little scoopy of the pubic bone. You don't want to too posterior. And now let's go ahead and come forward. Release the hands. Release your strap. Inhale. Exhale, bend the knees. Fold forward. Bring your blocks. Drop your head. Turn the blocks your favorite height. Take the left hand to the left block. Bend the left knee a lot. Like a lot. Drop all your weight into the left hip, straighten the right leg, and then take the right hand to your right hip, look forward, look up. You might even take the right hand up to the sky. Check it out. If you're on a wall, place your hand on the wall. You can do this on a wall. You can do this with a chair. You can have your hand on your hip. It's like a really super sassy pose if you really think about it. So, you might see chicks doing this at the bar because those high heels are killing them and it's hurting their lower back. So this stretch, there's actually a real meaning for it. And then come back to center. Other side, friends. The exhale pulls you into the practice here. The inhale is the nice setup. And then the exhale, you just melt into the space. And let your tummy muscles draw in. Let your knee bend. Let your hip get heavy. Really melt into the space. Get curious. Do a little movement. See what's happening. Maybe it's a gentle tuck under. Maybe it's a gentle lengthen. What's going on? Come back to center and do this one more time on either side, please. If you open up, what happens here when you open up the shoulder and you reach back? What happens? So another nice little moment of curiosity because we get a lot of stuff happening in the shoulders. You know? And then on the other side, flow, rhythm and flow. So if you've ever heard a Spanish guitar, and I posted a song today on my Facebook page, my personal one, de Romeo Santos, and in the beginning of one of his songs, it's just a really beautiful Spanish guitar. I visualize the Spanish guitar flow through the body, that kind of rhythm, kind of like water, very sensual movement. So invite your breath to be that flow, okay? And then from here, we're gonna make our way up to standing, same breath. So now just pull everything up. And then exhale, clear the space. Just notice the vibration through the body. Bring the hands to heart center. We're going to wrap up the flow together. And then we're going to add a little challenge here at the end here. So let's come all the way back up. Exhale, bring ourselves down, fold forward. So we're just taking that bow, diving into the unknown. And then inhaling into curiosity, looking forward. Looking forward to change, transformation. Exhale, plant the hands, solidify your foundation, step back into your truth. Sustain, knees up, knees lifted, scoop the belly in. Now this is the challenge pose. Those of you that are on the wall, you got this. Maybe you're on your forearms also. Those of you might want to take the knees down if you're on the ground. You can do this in the chair. Right, got one more breath. All right, now I'm really going to give it to y'all. You're going to hate me for this, but I love you so much, so I'm hugging you with my eyes. And we're going to bend the elbows ever so slightly. Bring your chest forward. Oh, boy. Oh, we're shaking. I'm shaking. Squeeze every single muscle in your body. Breathe, breathe, breathe. All right, now smile. All right, now take it back. Downward facing dog. Let it out. Yes. Take the knees down to the ground. Those of you on the wall, come to Tadasana standing pose. And we're going to push back into a hero seat. Ooh, time to eat. Roll the shoulders back. Open your chest. Now, if you're standing and you're able to come to a seat, this would be a nice time to come down towards the ground. For those of us that are on the ground, we're going to extend the legs out long in front of us. Let's go ahead and remove the blanket, only if need be. If you do still need to lift your hips up for our seated poses, what I'll encourage you to do is roll your blanket or your towel or even grab a pillow cushion so that it's just a little firmer and a little stable to lift your hips, to tilt that pelvic floor forward to give you more space and to help align that spine, okay? So that way you're practicing safe. We don't want anything to happen that will cause injury. It's very important. Yoga happens for you, not to you. I want to make this work so we can heal from the inside out. That's what I do best. Now, here we go. You want the bones of your pelvic floor to be at the edge of your blanket. Good. Extend your legs. Bend the knees. Flex the feet. Take your strap, take your tools. Wrap them around the ball of your feet. Lift your chest. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, begin to kick your heels forward. Keep the elbows snug towards your ribs. Inhale, push your little bellies forward. And as though I'm poking your little tummies, exhale, contract and pull in. You don't want my finger to poke your tummy muscle. Pull in, pull in, pull in, pull in. Draw the belly up under the ribs if you have to. There it is. And then inhale, let it all out. Let the balloon inflate. As we exhale, kick the heels, draw the tummy in. Once your legs are comfortably straight, you can keep flexing through the feet. You can micro bend the knees, preferred, so you're not hyperextending for my more flexy friends. And if you are a little more flexy like I am, really squeeze your thigh muscles. You're going to start to notice a very big difference. You're going to notice your muscles really working for you, and your psoas will start to fire. It's different. So splits are going to be different when we start practicing more conscious together. Now, let's begin to fold forward on the exhale, just an inch. For some of you, if you start to wince even a smidge, come back up. Inhale. Exhale, soft, a little forward. If your face changes any way, shape, or form when you come forward, bring yourself back up. Keep the face soft, keep the jaw relaxed, keep the tongue resting in the bottom of the mouth. And then slowly inhale, let's come all the way back up. Take the strap around the right foot, draw the left foot in. Bring that foot as close to the groin as possible. Okay? You can also use your block and place it underneath your knee. Good. Lengthen, turn to the right, bend the right knee if need be. As we exhale, start to straighten that heel, or kick the heel, straighten the leg. And then as we exhale, just a little bit forward. And we practice ahimsa, nonviolence to the body. And so next week, we're going to begin working on the koshas, the 5 layers of our bodies. Each week we'll focus on one. And ahimsa is part of our yamas and niyamas, which you'll learn in teacher training for those of you joining us. But the yamas are part of our map of our life. And we practice nonviolence to ourselves and to others by words, deeds, and actions. So we ask, how is yoga working for you now? Inhale, lift. Release your strap. Take your right foot in, take your left leg out. Turn my little blankie, because now I'm facing y'all. Okay. Oh, that feels great today. So I'm going to leave that right there. And I'm going to take the strap around the left foot. Again, turn the torso. Just that simple movement of me sitting on this blanket changed the way my right knee feels all of a sudden. I have osteoarthritis in it. Inhale, lift the left hip back, and begin to fold a tiny bit forward. Stretch the heel, lift the chest, sustain breath. So we hold the space, not the breath. Over the course of the next 5 breaths, really tune in. Maybe the creases of the elbows are facing forward as you're pressing your hips back, lifting your heart. You may be adding some movements, engaging the thigh. But you're discovering all the areas of opportunity where you once thought was blocked, what you once thought you couldn't go. You're discovering you can. I'll tell you what, sometimes it takes a great storm, to clear the path. to show you the way. Inhale, pull yourself back up, because you can. And now bring your feet together and let your knees come out. This is another opportunity to bring your blocks and bring your tools, because you've got them around you. Open up your eyes, see what you got around your house and use them. Lift your heart. We bow and we honor thyself. To the extent of our edge, feel the edge. Bowing to yourself. Let your chin get heavy. Open up the cervical spine. Feel the energy all the way down from the neck, which is the cervical spine, all the way down to the coccyx, which is that itty bitty tiny itty bitty little tail thing at the end of your spine. So that's your new fun word of the day. And then inhale, roll yourself up. Reach your arms up. And exhale, clear the space. And then let your feet touch the ground. Walk the feet to the width of the mat. Draw the knees in. Let your knees windshield wiper. Remove the blocks. Let your knees windshield wiper from side to side. And make a decision. If you no longer need the blanket, then don't use it. Let's move it out of the way. Because now we're going to drop the knees all the way over to the left. And we're going to take the right hand and we're just going to float it all the way around to meet that left thigh. Or you can take your block and place the block on the ground and stay here. You can widen the legs apart or you can bring them closer. You can be midway point. This is fine. Just working on the development of this pose. This could be very interesting for some. And now we're going to kindly inhale and return through center. Let your hands come back behind you. Pull yourself up and then drop over to the right. Take your time. I love that I have my couch here so I can just hold the cushion if I need to for a little support. And then relax your whole body. Relax your glutes. Relax the lower half of your body. Really no energy or effort going on here. You naturally have energy flowing, so there's no need to add on to it. We do that to ourselves all the time. Inhale, let's come back to center with a smile on your face. Let's extend the legs out long. And let's go ahead and begin our journey onto our backs. And remember, if being on your back is not for you, then you're going to stay in a seated position, okay? So I'm going to show you our supine twist on our back. Let me move this pocket. So our twist is going to be draw your left knee in, extend the right leg, or you can keep the knee bent. Your right hand comes to your left knee. The left arm can be in a cactus shape or out long on the ground. And then we're going to just drop the knees over towards the right. You can build up here with pillows and blankets and all the things and make this really delicious and super comfortable. So that's fine. You can scooch the hips more towards the left to get a little bit more alignment if that feels better. So really adapt it and then remain there for about 8 to 10 breaths. And then let your body melt more and more and more and more until you almost feel like you're going to fall asleep. For those of you that are like not doing the groundwork, you can do this seated. And you're going to take your left foot and cross it over the right, or just keep the foot close to the body, about knuckles distance apart. And then you're going to twist to the left and draw your knee towards the right. And you're just going to look. You can hold your knee and look over to the left if that feels okay. You can also cross the leg like a gentleman's seat, and that's fine too, and look forward. But you're going to want to be long. You don't want to round in the spine. You want to stay lifted. So encourage yourself to lean up against the wall or bring a block behind you or sit back up on that little towel or cushion, okay? For those of you in a chair and standing, your knee is going to come in. You might be using the wall, and you're going to take your left hand to the behind you or to the wall, gazing behind you, or you can look forward. So it's more of a challenge, but it's still the balance. Every single one of them, regression all the way to progression. So it's a variation of them, and you can do whatever you feel like it. And we wrap up our next 3 breaths here. And you can always come back to this video and do your own flow now that you have an idea of where we're going, and connect everything together. Try different variations and offer it to yourself or to your students. Let's come back to center. Draw your right knee in, extend the left leg long. Reposition the hips. If you're up seated, put the bones back into its place. Everything stacks back into alignment if you're standing. Reconnect, regroup, reground if you're on your back. And let's go. Take the flow to the other side. Take your 10 breaths, tune in to tune up. Close your eyes. Soften your mouth. With every exhale, allow yourself to relax 10% more. Get curious. Why are you holding? Why are you tense? Where is it? What is the origin? Can you soften? Will you soften? Returning back to center. At this point, you're welcome to do any last pose that serves you, or begin to make your way into Shavasana or seated meditation. I also like to encourage you, for those of you that do have tools around you, to elevate your knees, especially for those of you that have sensitivity in the lower back. I would highly encourage it. I strongly suggest it, very much so would suggest it, so that you can either place it with a blanket, you can bring the knees together and the feet wide, but if you are suffering with lower back, you really want to alleviate that tension, so not to cause any more. So that's why you want to keep the knees lifted if you're on your back. So now we're in meditation. Please do all the little wiggles, wobbles, and all the things that you need. So please take a deep breath in and exhale out the mouth. Okay. One more, just like that. Exhale out the mouth. Relax your back. Relax your shoulders. Relax your face, your eyes, your jaw, your tongue. Relax yourself fully. Relax yourself into the loss, into the hope, into the transformation, into your abundance. Divine Beloved, change me into one who trusts you are the ultimate source for all. Let me know abundance of every kind comes from you alone. May I neither fear loss nor cling to gain, knowing you take care of me in every possible way. Let me trust that any seeming loss can be replenished according to your will, in the most perfect, synchronous, and beautiful ways. May I relax and enjoy your gifts to me. From Tosha Silver, Change Me Prayers. Tat savetu varaniyam Bhargo devasa dhimahi Diyo yona pratyodayato Om Bhurva Swaha Tat savetu varaniyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona pratyodayato Om Bhurva Swaha Tat savetu varaniyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Diyo yona pratyodayato You may remain in Shavasana as long as you like. Otherwise, just bring your fingers and your toes into awareness. Take a few moments to slowly awaken. There is never rush. You cannot rush through life, and you cannot rush through your practice. And slowly arise when you're ready. Prepare yourself in a comfortable seat of meditation. Honor yourself for your time, for your practice, for your commitment to yourself, to the divine, and to your well-being. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of that journey. With hands together at Anjali Mudra, or should you feel more inclined to be a Gyan Mudra with the pointer finger and thumb touching, choose which one serves you best. Together we honor our practice, we honor each other, we honor the collective, we honor all those that will watch later, we honor all those watching today, and most importantly, we honor all those who have lost so much in the storms, but we honor the great change to come for each of us. Together we close our class with the sound of Om. Inhale. Om.